All right, let's get into it. We're going to unpack something really powerful today, something deeply personal from our source material. It's this idea of a hidden psychological maze. They call it born in the labyrinth.
So let's just dive right in with the big question from the source. Have you ever wondered how someone ends up in a toxic relationship with a narcissist? Well, the thing is, it's usually not just about meeting the wrong person. It's about how, sometimes, we're unknowingly conditioned for it, long before that person ever shows up. So you're probably asking, how does that even happen? How does that conditioning work? Well, according to the source, it all starts with this subtle, almost invisible psychological prep work. It's like someone is slowly building a path that leads straight to vulnerability. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. The person we're talking about, they don't start out as a victim, not at all. They're a whole person, with strengths, flaws, the whole deal. The entire process is about systematically just dismantling them piece by piece. The source actually lays out this deliberate 4-step process. Think of it like a slow erosion. First, they chip away at your self-confidence. Then, they start making you feel like you don't deserve anything good. Step 3, they pull you away from your friends, your family, anyone who supports you. And finally, they take every good thing about you and just erase it until you feel completely worthless. So where in the world does something this devastating even start? You won't believe it. The source points to the one place that's supposed to be your sanctuary, your childhood home. This is what it calls the first labyrinth. Imagine growing up in that first labyrinth. Love isn't just given, it's conditional. You have to earn it, every single day. It's a place where you're constantly criticized, and you live in this confusing world where what a parent says and what they do are two totally different things. The parent acts like they're perfect. But you can never, ever do enough to make them happy.
And that brings us right to the heart of it, the core definition. Born in the labyrinth. It's a name for people who grew up with a narcissistic parent. And that childhood is not just about the pain back then. It actually primes you, it prepares you to walk right into a second labyrinth later in life with an abusive partner. And the scary part? It feels familiar.
So what's the end result of growing up in this first labyrinth? After years and years of this, you're left with this deep, dark pit of self-hatred, a core belief that you are just not worthy of love or respect. And that feeling, that becomes the key that unlocks the door for the next abuser to walk right in. Okay, so this is where the story takes a dramatic turn. When you feel that broken, you're desperate for a way out, right? An escape. And right at that exact moment, a new character enters the stage, the false hero.
This quote from this source just nails the dynamic. The narcissist doesn't show up looking like a bad guy. Oh no. They show up as the answer to all your prayers. They're the one who finally sees you, who gets you. They're here to save you.
And here's the absolute cruelest irony of it all. This savior is drawn to you because of that deep need. They see that empty space left behind by the first labyrinth. But their goal isn't to help you heal it. It's to move in, occupy that space, and just continue the exact same cycle of abuse.
And that leads to this just devastating realization. This new relationship, it isn't an escape, it's a transfer. You've just moved from one prison cell to another one. And a lot of the time, the new one is even worse.
Deep down, on a subconscious level, what's really going on is you're trying to heal that original wound from your childhood. This new person feels like a do-over, a chance to finally fix what was broken with your parents. And that desire, that need for healing is so powerful it can blind you to the fact that the same patterns are happening all over again. And just look at how familiar this all sounds. The new partner, constant humiliation. They shoot down your dreams. They make you question your own identity. They even start to steal your best qualities and pretend they're their own. It's like an echo of the first labyrinth, isn't it? So the big question is, why would anyone stay in such a terrible trap? And the answer is just heartbreaking. Because as awful as this new prison is, the idea of going back to the first one, back to the family, is even more terrifying. It really feels like choosing the lesser of two evils. But here's the thing. This is not a life sentence. This cycle absolutely can be broken. And the key, it isn't just about running away. It's about understanding. This is where you take your power back. Because recognition, that's liberation. The second you see the blueprint, the moment you see how the first maze led you to the second one, you stop walking in circles. Just understanding the pattern. That is the first, most crucial step towards healing and getting out for good. And the Source gives us this moment of just pure empathy. It's a shout out, really, to how exhausting this all is, to the heavy burden you carry when you've walked this path. It's a way of saying, I see you, and what you've been through is real. So let's leave you with this final thought. Once you understand this whole journey, can the maze, the very thing that caused so much pain, be reframed? Can it actually become a starting point instead of a dead end? A starting point for taking your life back, for building something new, on your own terms, completely outside the labyrinth's walls, for good?